Folks, welcome into Degenerate Danger Zone. It is February 15th. Hopefully, everyone had a great Valentine's Day. We had a ton of action yesterday and over the weekend, whether it was UFC, the Daytona 500. We got a ton of Australian Open stuff still going on. All right, but first, we have to give a shout out here to our sponsor, Meerkat, over at Manscaped. Manscaped provides the best in men's below the waist grooming. They offer precision engineered tools for your family jewels. They obsess over their technology developments to provide you the best tools for grooming, for the grooming experience. Doesn't matter what you're doing, it is the go-to Meerkat. I know you've been all about it, whether it's the ball deodorant, the toner, to give yourself a little spritz throughout the day. It's absolutely phenomenal. Use promo code TRAINWRECK at manscaped.com. Get yourself 20% off and free shipping. Degenerate Al, I'm going to start it off with you here. How you feeling? How you seeing this slate today? Because it was a very, very good weekend for some of us.
Yeah, really great weekend. Obviously, got to give a shout out to Jessie Pegula. Gets it done as an underdog. Now she's moving on to the quarterfinals, taking on another American, Brady. That's tomorrow night. I know we'll get to more, tennis later in the day, but it just reminds me of that line. It's the same line. She was plus 190 yesterday, plus 195 tomorrow night. But I think the big topic that everyone wants to hear is the Buffalo Sabres are back in action tonight. At home, national TV, and some funky line movement with this game again. It opened up Isles around minus 155, 160. It's trending the other direction. You have now Islanders minus 134. Sabres are plus 110. And you saw what happened with the Avalanche last night. They were just out for COVID for a very extended amount of time. And what happened there? They scored no goals. And granted, it's the Vegas Golden Knights. Lost 1-0. I don't know. I don't see the Sabres getting this done at home today. After losing 5 in a row, which the Islanders did, they were supposed to play the Sabres the next night. Sabres got COVID. Now the Islanders are getting hot. They've won 3 out of 4. They just beat the Boston Bruins. The line movement to me seems a little funky. I definitely lean Islanders tonight.
And it sounds like that's an under recipe as well, Degenerate Al. Over under sitting at 5.5, juiced a little bit on the under minus 120. But I love that play. You've seen the way that the Islanders have built the foundation of this team. It is not meant to score. It is not meant to put up goals. And I know Dewey gets pissed off about this all the time. And Dom talks about it too. They're not exciting. They want to play low event hockey, and the Sabres coming out here after not really playing for the last 2 weeks, not being on the ice, not being together, that is going to be a very tough task to play against the Islanders in their first game back out here. Yeah, I think I'm going to ride with you, Islanders and the under. Yep. Meerkat, you like anything on this?
Are you backtracking on your Sabres 10-0 pick from last night, Ty? What happened to that? I'm sticking with my pick from last night. I know the Avalanche came out slow last night. I think, though, the Sabres are going to use this as motivation. You heard what Jack said, his comments. I think the Sabres come out firing tonight. I love them as underdogs. I'm not going to hammer it or anything, but I'm definitely going to take it. I'm usually super pessimistic about the Sabres, never hopeful. But I actually think they come out of this a little hot. Their division doesn't look great. They can, right tonight, make a statement for that division, start to gain some ground, and get that momentum going. Because if Jack and the boys get hot, watch out.
Yeah, and Tybee, like you were saying, from an under recipe, the Sabres over-under for goals, 2.5. The under 2.5 is a little juice, minus 129. I kind of like that. Or even if you want to be safe, throw something in a parlay, or as Meerkat calls it, parlay fodder. Take the under 3.5. That might be around minus 280, 300. But yeah, I can't see the Sabres coming out tonight with a big time performance, scoring 3-4 goals.
No, absolutely not. You're not going to get everyone back. So many guys are game time decisions. More than likely, no Reinhart. So I don't know. We have no idea who's really going to be out there for them right now, and it's going to cause a lot of trouble because these guys who are going to have to be stepping in, it's going to be like their first game action of the entire season. So we'll see what happens with that. But Meerkat, let's get over to you for your first pick.
I'm going to the NBA. I've been a little hot and cold between pretty much every sport lately, but the NBA. I've been having a good time betting the NBA. I love it. I'm going back to the well tonight. I've been looking at a ton of underdogs that aren't heavy underdogs, and got a perfect one tonight to kick things off. I really like the Washington Wizards money line of almost even. It's like minus 103 at the Creek right now, I think, versus the Houston Rockets, because the Rockets are an awful team outside of Wood, Wall, and Oladipo. Wood and Oladipo are still out. John Wall's looked decent, but I don't know. The Wizards kind of in the same situation. Awful team without Bradley Beal. Bradley Beal got his break, comes back, scores 33 last night, still leading the NBA in scoring per game. I like him a little, not a revenge game, but a little, hey, what's up, John Wall? Me and you versus each other now. Let's go. I like him to go off, carry the Wizards tonight against a Rockets team who is awful. They're 0-5 in their last 5, only broken 100 points twice, with being like 101 and 106, I believe. The Wizards aren't great, but they've had some big wins recently. They just beat the Celtics last night. They crushed the Celtics. They were up double digits at halftime, poured it on in the third quarter, rested the starters the entire fourth quarter. They're ready to go tonight. They're riding off a big win. Love the Wizards and the value tonight.
Hey, Meerkat, how about the Dart and the Nuggets? That was a great performance, and I knew you loved that pick.
I was getting ready for it to just absolutely break my heart like it did last. It's taken the Nuggets a few times. I don't aim for it. I think the Dart just likes to mess with me, and it takes it last night. I'm like, God, Valentine's Day, and the thing to break my heart is going to be a Dart. And hey, the Nuggets with a great performance. Nikola Jokic, my MVP futures are looking better and better. LeBron, right when AD goes out of the game, non-existent. LeBron can't play without another superstar next to him at an MVP level. Jokic, though, yes, he can. He outplayed LeBron last night. Nuggets crushed the Lakers. Let's go.
Yeah, Meerkat, I think the Rockets are going to win. I'm going with the Rockets today. You look at what they do a bunch better than the Wizards. They play defense. There's actually 6th in the NBA in adjusted defensive rating. So I like them to be able to shut down the Wizards just enough to be able to get a win here. I think they're finally going to snap back a little bit. Both teams struggle offensively, not very high pace. Teams that we're so used to seeing from the two of these teams, like the past few seasons, where they're run and gun up and down the floor, shooting threes all over the place. And the way that the Rockets have been able to come together as a team, especially early on in the season, not so much now where we've seen them in this rut, but I think they can get out of this rut against a team who is absolutely just bad. Like, they're just not good. Like, everyone's, talking free Bradley Beal. I don't know how he's, content being there right now with all this situation. It is what it is. But Degenerate Al, we're on to our next picks here. What do you like?
Nothing really jumped out to me too much in hoops tonight. I mean, I was looking at the college basketball slate as well. Very small card, not a lot of games. My grandfather's Presbyterian, and I saw that they're home tonight at 6:00 to USC Upstate. So I'm riding with Presbyterian +1 at home, 6 p.m. Eastern time. That's my basketball play of the night.
Wow, you got to love it. Sometimes it's not always about doing the analytical research that pays off.
Yep.
Sometimes it's those connections, and sometimes they just work out, Al. You never know.
Oh, you know how that is. It's sometimes it's not. Sometimes when you dig too deep into a line, you outthink yourself, and you end up taking the wrong play. So I love taking these random kind of plays to throw them in a parlay. Exactly, you nailed it on the head there.
Especially in a game that, if they got the line out, even +1.
Yep.
What does it really matter which side you take? Because it's a coin flip either way. That's the way the odds makers have it. So it's a perfect play. Meerkat, what else do you like? You've been hot on basketball. Anything else?
Got one more hoops play, another underdog, but we're just going with the spread. And this is one. Don't just tell me on it. Take it if you like it too. It's a mix of a gut play, kind of mixed with some weird trends here. I'm going with the Sacramento Kings +4 against the Brooklyn Nets tonight. Since you've had the big three with the Nets, you've seen them beat good teams, lose to awful teams, and it's an actual trend. They are losing to bad teams, no matter what combo of the big three you've had out there. Tonight, you don't have KD, so you're relying on Harden and Kyrie, who are still, there. You had Kyrie finally admit he's the shooting guard and Harden's the point guard, which was big of him. I never thought he'd do that, and that kind of caused a little tension, I bet, with those egos. But I like the Kings. The Kings are the opposite. They lose to bad teams, and they beat good teams. In the past 9 days, they've handedly beaten the Nuggets. They've beaten the Clippers, and they've been solid. De'Aaron Fox is playing amazing. You see Tyrese Halliburton's a rookie shooting lights out. I think he dropped like 22, 4, and 4 last game. And the matchup to kind of watch in this is Rashawn Holmes, who's been playing solid against returning DeAndre Jordan. If Holmes can, box out Jordan, get him out of the paint, kind of cause a little havoc for him, and not let him do his thing defensively, I like the Kings tonight.
I don't mind that play at all, Meerkat. But let's get over here to tennis. I know, Al, you sent these over a little bit earlier. Those potential futures here.
Oh.
You got Jessie Pegula, 25-1, and she's a hardcore specialist. We've seen it really pay off well for her thus far in this tournament, and she's got a pretty decent draw. Nothing crazy really in her way. Like, she has that potential there, and I think that number might be too good to pass up, Al.
Oh, yeah, I'm definitely going to be sprinkling on Jessie Pegula. I agree. I think the matchup next round against, Brady tomorrow night, I can definitely see her getting to the semis with the potential matchup with the number one player, Ashley Barty. I think that could be an incredible matchup in the semifinals. And then you keep Osaka and Serena and Halep on the other side of the bracket. That side is that semi is going to be insane, whatever that is. Because I know at 3 a.m, I believe tonight is when you have the Serena Halep matchup. Serena now the favorite, -136. I'll admit it, I faded her against Sabalenka. I did. I mean, I'm at the kiosk and this, probably 55-year-old guy walks up to another kiosk and goes, Serena's an underdog. You got to take her tonight. And I'm just thinking to myself, okay, that's music to my ears. I'm fading. What does this guy know about tennis? Obviously, though, Serena looks like she's getting in better form and is the favorite against Halep. So, and then what else we got tonight? At 4:15 in the morning on the men's side, you got Djokovic. He's only a slight favorite, -205. So really, really interesting matchups these next couple days.
No, absolutely. There's a ton to be watching out for. Make sure you use Flash Score. I mean, I love using Flash Score. Tons of great information and things like that. I know people were asking a little bit when you were posting some of that stuff about where you were, getting in. It's so quick. Half the time you're getting the points before you're able to see it on ESPN Plus, which is awesome. But you guys got any more plays before we close this one up?
Let's see here. I'm looking at NHL. I'm going one play. You ever have that team where you bet them a couple nights in a row, they don't cover for you, and you're just like, come on, third time's a charm?
You got to do it.
I'm going the third time's a charm tonight with the Arizona Coyotes at home. A heartbreaker the game before. They had to lead in the third period. They end up losing 5-4 in overtime to St. Louis. I'm riding with them as an underdog at home, hoping to not get swept to St. Louis in 3 games. And then I'm excited for later in the week. The Genesis Invitational in golf is loaded with superstars. You got DJ, Rahm, Rory, JT, Xander, Cantley, DeChambeau, Finau. Cannot wait to talk about that golf tournament later in the week.
Oh, yeah. There's going to be a ton more coming this week. We got a lot of action for you. Make sure you guys stay tuned at Degenerate Zone on Twitter. I know Meerkat will be having the dart of the day very soon. The dart's been up and down lately, but I think it can find a nice little hot stretch again.
Yeah, getting the Nuggets last night was nice. Nice little underdog there. Kind of a situation where you expect it to lose because the Nuggets are my team. And it's just what it does to me is disappoint me more often than not. It wins last night, shows positivity, trending upwards. And, I'm going to record it right after we're done here.
And Saturday night, that loss on Macy Barber wasn't that bad. That was a pretty competitive fight. She had a chance there to win in that third round. And then the night before, it was the Kings versus the Lakers or whatever. They started 22-4.
Yeah,
Memphis.
Memphis. They started 22-4. Memphis, and they're up late into the game, and they're up 15 at half, close to half. And I look at the lines, and the Lakers are still -115 on the money line.
Yep.
I'm like, yeah, this is not looking good for the dart because Vegas knows something that we don't know right now. Looking at those numbers, and I was like, it's not good. And it's exactly what happened. And then you see LeBron get in trouble for some flopping afterwards.
I heard about that. And real quick, wanted to pull this up from Bills on 3. He makes a great point. This is a matchup I am staying away from. One, because of this comment right here, smoking Serena in Wimbledon final in 2019. And also, I really want to try and get some type of sleep tonight. I mean, I'm not going to lie. The Australian Open's been killing me. I've been up literally every hour of the night, checking in and tuning into matchups. So I'm hoping to get some rest tonight and not lay some money on Serena or Halep in this matchup.
Absolutely. Just watch ESPN in the morning, get all your highlights, if you will,
Yeah.
and not have to worry about losing any money when you wake up.
Yeah,
But
immediately wake up. Where's Flash Score? Where's Flash Score? Reaching around.
and then yeah, exactly. And then you see you lost it, and then your whole day is over, and
Yep.
you're upset. But that'll wrap it up for us here on Degenerate Danger Zone. As I said before, make sure you're paying attention at Degenerate Zone on Twitter. I'm myself at Ty Buffalo. We got at Meerkat Cat, at Alex Shoop, and hopefully we're all going, whether it's the creek or online or calling in, texting in. We're hammering them bookies, getting that free money. Got 3 words for you. Good night.
No.